last night, some movie, Anora, that had been popping up on my Amazon Prime. It had been popping up. I can't, what's this Anora about? What's this Anora about? And then last night I hear that I didn't watch the Oscars, but I heard and I saw on social media that Anora won the Oscar, Best Picture. And I was like, okay, it's 2 a.m. You know, I just woke up unexpectedly. Let's watch the movie Anora. Let's see what it's all about. And holy cow, was I sitting there like, are you kidding me? This is a porno. And I'm telling you, that's what went through my mind, particularly during the first hour, 45 minutes to an hour of this movie. It's like, this is a porno. It starts with a scene of just a line of strippers in G-strings. They're topless in G-strings, and they appear to be in some sort of champagne room giving out lap dances. And they're leaving hardly anything to the imagination. This is the first scene of the movie. It's just a long line until they finally get to Anora, who calls herself Annie, and she's giving someone a lap dance. And it's about, the movie's about a sex worker that marries some 21-year-old child that's a son of a Russian oligarch. And they get married after he pays her for sex and spends a week with her. I think he spends $15,000 for her to spend the week with him. And I'm watching this movie in the first hour, and I'm like, how did a porno win the Oscar for Best Movie? How does a movie, particularly in the first hour, I'm watching and I'm going, this has no plot. This has no character development. None of these people, from Ani to, I think the little Russian kid's name was Vanya, neither one of them likable. They're drugged up, vaping, smoking weed, doing coke, drinking the entire, and when they're not having sex. In the first 45 minutes to an hour of that movie, he must have banged her 8 times. And they showed all 8 of them. And again, I'll have to go back. Maybe it was only 6, but it felt like 8. And it's just like, how much sex can they pour into a movie? And I'm like, this is the best we have? This is American art? This is American cinema? This is the best movie in the world? No plot. Well, the plot, I guess, is kind of self-explanatory. A stripper / hooker parties with a 21-year-old Russian oligarch's son. Did I get that right? A 21-year-old Russian oligarch's son. Yes, parties with and has sex with. That's the gist of the movie. Eventually, the Russian oligarch's parents find out. And they fly over from Russia to make sure the son gets the marriage annulled, and then they drag him back to Russia. And I'm telling you, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know who Annie, who her parents are, what her backstory, how she ended up a stripper, how she ended up a hooker. They don't explain any of that. They don't really explain why the 21-year-old, what was his purpose? Why was he in America? He's not an American citizen. He wasn't there studying school. They didn't give us any backstory. This movie was a strip club story. And what I mean by that is, if you're someone that was as ignorant and as retarded as I was, that spent time in a strip club, it's the kind of story a bouncer at a strip club would tell amongst his friends and amongst the regular customers. Oh man, did you hear about Destiny? Yeah, she ran off with this Russian dude and blah, blah, blah. You'd hear these stories. You hear these stories all the time. There's a very, very prominent boxer that occasionally came to Kansas City. Very, very prominent, really, really, really prominent boxer. Used to come to Kansas City. And I can't remember her name, but she was a beautiful stripper at Diamond Joe's. And he came in, Diamond Joe, this is in Kansas City, back in my day. And he came in to the club, and why can't I remember her name? Oh, she was so beautiful. But anyway, he ran off with her for a couple of days. He came in, spotted her, took her out to LA or back to Vegas with him, and then sent her back home. And people used to tell that story all the time. Wish I could remember her strip club name. We'll call her Lexus. Her name wasn't Lexus, but I can't remember. But anyway, he ran off with Lexus for 2 or 3 days, then sent her back. And they used to tell that story at, you remember them 3 days, so-and-so ran off with the boxer. Let's call the boxer Floyd. Remember when she ran off with Floyd Mayweather? Let's call him Floyd Mayweather. And that's what this movie was. And so it was some bouncer that would retell a story. And I'm telling you, I guarantee you they saw this movie, whoever the director, Sean Baker. This guy won 4 Academy Awards last night. He won 4 Oscars. This guy, he either broke or tied Walt Disney's record for most Oscar wins in a night, this individual. It's not the most decorated movie, but the 4 Oscars that this movie did win is one more than The Godfather won. The Godfather, arguably the greatest movie of all time. It only won 3 Oscars. This porno with no plot, no character development, no understanding of anyone's motivations, it won 4 Oscars. It beat The Godfather. I'm sitting there, when I watch this, my mind is blown. It's like, how did we get here? Because this is a reflection of how degenerate and how despicable our culture is. We don't make movies anymore. Not ones that have some sort of moral arc, some sort of meaning behind them. This felt like outtakes or raw footage of a documentary. And so we have prioritized how much authenticity can we put into a movie. We're not going to put plot in a movie. We're just going to put authenticity. And let's make sure we're showing the underbelly of America. Let's make sure we're showing the gritty, the dirtiest, the slimiest. How because some of you are sitting there going, Jason, The Wire, your favorite TV show. It showed the underbelly of America. It was about drug dealers that owned a strip club. It was about corrupt politicians. You like all this gritty stuff. The Wire, and it's a TV show, a serialized TV show, but it had a point of view. It was trying to tell you something about America. It had a moral arc. There were good guys and bad guys. It was based on themes that used to be in all movies, in all cinema, in all TV shows. There was some sort of biblical theme, good guy versus bad guy. And there was these values, if you followed, where that person would win. Now movies have gone the completely other direction. There is no moral arc. There is no moral to the story. There's just raw footage. And the more raw footage that we show, the more nihilism that is platformed and shoved down our throats, we consider that greatness. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.